Christmas right now.
For sure.
No, man, it's fucking nuts. Like,
Yeah, I hear you.
if you know what's going on.
Yeah, I've started recording just because we got a good conversation about cigarettes. Any conversation about cigarettes is a good conversation.
I
feel like
that was the like quitting drinking sucked, but it's not that bad. But like during all of last year, like when I was stressed, I was like, fuck, I could really use a cigarette right now.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. But man, that's the thing I think about all the time after like a stressful night. Go sit outside, especially now that it's cold out. There's something like nostalgic about sitting outside in the fucking cold, smoking a cigarette after service. But I have not done that yet. I will not do that.
Dude, once you start as a chef smoking cigarettes, you smoke back to back.
Oh yeah,
because it's
you
like
light one off the other.
Exactly. Yeah. For like 10 deep.
Oh yeah.
After work with your buddy, and you're
yeah.
we just smoked half a cigarette, or half a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Everyone's like, how do you smoke a full pack of cigarettes if you're at work all day? I was like, because you're not at the bar. It's just like,
that's all you do.
Fucking go back.
The first thing you do is get out of work, light one, go to the bar, get a drink, light one again, go outside if they have an outdoor thing, or if not, just leave your beer inside and then come back.
Yeah.
A big reason why I stopped smoking was, one, you know when you like pass those people that just smell like cigarettes, like full, like a lot,
it's stuck in their clothes.
Yeah, and I just don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I don't ever want anybody to be like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I realized that.
You know,
like after I quit and I like smelled my jacket, I was like, fuck, I smell like stale cigarettes. Like
that's
what people think I fucking smell.
Like all the time.
Yeah. So that was I mean for whatever it takes us to quit. It's like because we don't want people to think we smell like shit.
Yeah,
but it worked. So.
For sure. Let me introduce you, Chef Johnny Spero. We're here at the Reverie, sitting in the. Would you say this is the outdoor?
Yeah, this is our patio. We just enclosed it, so it's like greenhouse plastics.
Oh, got you. So this was full on open before.
Yeah. So we close it now so we can still kind of use it.
For winter.
Yeah,
okay, got you. That's a great idea. The first year you were open, did you use this area during the winter, or did you not close it off yet?
I mean, not really. Like when we first opened, we didn't even have this space. It was like still under construction. So we opened in October of 2018, and we didn't get this until like springtime.
Yeah.
And like we had a couple tables out here, but it was never really anything I didn't want this. It was supposed to be my fucking parking spot.
Yeah.
But I mean, thank God we had this, because last year when we couldn't serve people in the restaurant, like we just packed, like this patio was just like packed every day. I mean,
gotcha.
It's small, but it did the trick.
It's cozy though.
Yeah.
It's got this like, I don't know, kind of like Japanese feel to it.
Yeah, we're off, like the restaurant itself is down that alleyway, and then we're in the back side of an alleyway that nobody ever comes through. We get like, there's a smoothie place that does like acai bowls.
Yeah.
So you get like influencers posing back here, which is that's like the only sound you
Dude,
hear.
you give me one of those spinny signs like with a dish picture on it. I'll go out there and just fucking spin and have people come. You'd be open for lunch, dude. You give me a week. All right?
I don't want. I was like I don't want to do lunch.
I will pack this rensturant, chef. So that's what you're doing now, and we'll get to that. But we're gonna start all the way back to when you were a little child. Where were you born?
I was born in Baltimore. So
Baltimore, okay.
So born in the city, but raised in the county. So about like 2 hours north of here. I'm a triplet.
No fucking way.
Born the day after Christmas, 2 boys and a girl. Fraternal. So that means that 3 eggs were fertilized. So that's Spero's sperm. It's potent.
Good for your dad.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sure when he did that, he was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We only budgeted for one.
It was the one thing that we've always been like kind of worried about, is like, because if it's supposed to, it skips and it comes like on the mother's side where it may be. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I hope that does not happen to me.
Yeah.
Luckily, the first time around, like we made the joke, it was like, check, make sure there's only one in there.
Yeah.
The second time, same shit. But
that's all natural too. That's a lot of babies, man.
No additives.
Yeah.
It was straight. I mean, in the town that I grew up, there must have been something in the well water, because there's like 2 other sets of triplets. There was one set that was all boys, one set that was all girls, and a bunch of twins. So maybe someone should do a little deep dive into the Baltimore County.
Oh my God, the water over there must be amazing.
Or depends how you look at it. But I mean, they knocked it out one and done. Like, they had we had 3 kids all doing the same shit at the same time, like potty training, doing all that. So I can't imagine like that's any easier than having. I mean, now that I have 2 kids, I can't say like I'm pretty sure it's not any easier. But once you're out of that phase, you're like, all right, cool. They're all out of diapers. That's it. We're never going back to diapers.
That's it, yeah. They're all out of school. We never have to go back to that.
Exactly.
They all graduate high school at the same time. Oh, that's perfect.
Barely, but we did.
Well, chef, that's why we cook. We're not that smart. You know what I mean?
I didn't get as far as I did because I'm I'm smart.
Yeah.
I'm pretty, but
that's what you used.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. So what was growing up like? Obviously, you're one of three.
Yeah.
Cooking in the household. Is your mom cooking, dad cooking, going out to eat? Like, what was the...
I mean, both my parents worked full-time.
Yeah.
There's three of us. Like, my dad, his parents lived, like, 2 minutes away, so, like, we would eat dinner with them a lot. My mom would cook whatever she could just to, like, get us fed. I mean,
Gotcha.
Sometimes it was, tilapia.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it was Boston Market or KFC.
Dude,
like,
Boston Market,
yeah.
Best biscuits. I don't care what anybody says.
No, that's a hot take.
Yeah, all right.
That might be... I mean, not for me. I'm sure somebody's going to... That's a very controversial...
It's a controversial thing. Most people say Popeyes, but I'm like, fuck Popeyes.
It's different. I don't know. There's something. I mean, Boston Market and like their mashed potatoes. Like I just have like these fond memories of Boston Market.
Yeah, and the little cornbread that looks like the White House. It's
like a little. I'm trying to think like where's the closest Boston Market? So I go hit that up.
Dude, that's the best thing about what's happening now with fast food is like Chick-fil-A is now over here. So you can eat Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for In-N-Out.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
They're gonna open one over here.
I feel like that they've got to at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also just kind of fun that it's like spurred like this like East Coast West Coast battle against like Shake Shack and In-N-Out. Like I want them to continue to fight and then eventually just open up one here so I can reap the benefits of their like rivalry.
Yeah.
I just want to eat it. Like it's
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. So yeah, like a little bit of cooking. My dad like had like two signature dishes. One was like burnt chicken. So it was barbecue, but it was fucking burnt. Actually, when we went to we met you at the Charter Oak, we had something. My dad's like, hold on a second. He's like, this food's burnt. I'm like, no, it's different. I'm like, it's not burnt. It's cooked over embers.
It's
like,
charred.
Yeah, he's charred. And he's like, okay, so I just made charred chicken. I was like, no, dude, it's entirely different.
Your shit was bitter, bro. Okay.
And then he had like shrimp scampi, which was like a bunch of like garlic shrimp tomato sauce and like angel hair pasta. And like that was it. So food like during the week was never. It was something like to satiate, like just to like fucking feed you. It wasn't the thing that like inspired me to cook. Like my grandmother would cook on Sundays, and she was a refugee from Latvia, so she cooked a lot of pork and like heavy like potato and bread dumplings.
Hell
and, like,
yeah!
That's like my death row meal is just pork and then a knedel, which is it's Russian, but it's stale bread, just like mashed together like with water and egg and milk, and then put into water and then covered in gravy. Like it's basic as shit, but it's like the one thing I think about. There's like caraway seed. It's like super simple, but it's like Baltic peasant food.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cut of pork?
I'll tell you what. I don't really eat that much pork. Definitely not pork belly.
Yeah.
I'm not a pork belly guy.
Yeah, I'm a shoulder guy.
Yeah.
I love
the shoulder.
We
always had whenever we had pork on the menu, it was always shoulder. I don't know. I think everyone just like fell into that trap of like, let's just do crispy pork belly. I was like, meh. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
From like 2004 to 2011.
I feel like it doesn't seem like it's as relevant now, which is kind of great. Like it's,
people started realizing like, oh, I feel like shit after I eat this.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, there's an entire fucking pig. Like, there's more parts to it. Like, let's try cooking something else.
Exactly, right?
But yeah, that was... Oh, man. Yeah,
it's funny how these things come on. Now it's pork collar.
Yeah.
That's like the big one that everyone gets. I got to say, though, Snake River pork collars, bomb.
Yeah.
So bomb.
I've not had... I mean, I've had pork collar.
Yeah.
We had it on the menu here for a little bit. We've got, like... There's really good pork around here.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Autumn Olive. I don't know if I'm... Tyler, you owe me some money for shouting you out. Autumn Olive pork. We use them in DC for a while. They're like the best pork. Like we did a dinner here for with Contra, and like Jeremiah and Fabian came down.
Oh,
and, like,
dope.
And we had their pork, and they're like this is like insane. Like we knew it was good, but when you have like somebody who's not used to touching that pork every day was like, this shit's fucking dope. You're like, all right, cool.
You know, we're in that era now where it's like you go to dinners without this like we got to do better than them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sense of like, okay, let's work together. Oh, that pork is way better than ours.
Yeah.
Before it was like, I fucking hate that guy. He has better pork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a collaborative conversation.
Yeah.
Like, how do we all better ourselves and support the people that are like doing good shit so we don't have to buy commodity bullshit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's our. I guess that's the hope, right? Is like we're not all fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Like, the world's too small. There's not enough time in the day to fucking try to just talk shit about everybody.
I think we after COVID, it was just like, okay, we need each other now.
Yeah.
Like we have to come together, or else we're not going to survive this shit.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, like leaning on a lot of guys are like, hey, I mean, we're all different restaurants and like different neighborhoods. Like, how did you like? What are you guys doing right now? Like, we can't copy it, but like,
give
us a little inspiration, like a little conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like people like they're honest with their numbers. Like we lost this much money. You're like, fuck, okay, cool. Like I didn't fuck up that bad.
Or it's like, hey, bro, there's a half a cow available. I can't buy all of it. Can you help me? Like, let's go halves on it.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Everyone's like, hey, we just need this one part. Can you use the rest? And like, I always take all the weird stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm like, just give it to us. We'll take it. But yeah, those are, and I feel like that's gonna hopefully come back. I mean, this year was still a little weird, but hopefully, like next year, like those things keep coming back, and like we get those messages of like, hey, we got half a cow. Who wants this part? And yeah, it's fun that way.
Heard that.
That's the way it should be.
Hell yeah.
So
what were your interests early in life?
I mean, I started working in restaurants when I was 15, but before that, I was always artistic and like I loved music.
Yeah.
And I liked skateboarding and I liked doing drugs and drinking.
Yeah.
So
at 15.
Yeah, 15. I got introduced to restaurants pretty early on, and like, all the guys that we worked with, it was
they were over 40.
Yeah, yeah, like those line cooks that are like hollowing out carrots and apples in the walk and like smoking weed. You're like, wait, hold on a second. You guys are getting paid for this shit.
And there's a 6-pack of fucking beer in the fridge at all times.
Yeah, this one guy I worked with had like built like a gravity bong in this pickup truck and left it out back, and like it was just like ripping that
communal.
But I mean, my interests
GBs.
were I never did really well in school, and it wasn't because of like drugs really. I wasn't doing that when I was like in elementary school. Just like the school system that we were in just never really worked for me. Like I've got ADHD. Like whatever, it's like diagnosed later, but I never took medication for it. I was prescribed it.
I did.
Yeah,
I did for a little while.
Do you take it now?
No, because it kind of made me dumb. It kind of made me like
you're like a robot, right?
Sleepy. Yeah, you're just sleepy. And like I would. At first, they started me on it in the morning, and then they realized like, okay, he's too tired in school now, so they gave it to me at night. And honestly, weed was the thing that I needed all along.
Yeah, it's kind of mellow you out and like, gave you a little bit of like, not hyper focus, but like focus.
Exactly. Now that I have the balls to be like, hey, Mom, like, you know, the only reason I did bad in school is because I had to wait up for you to go to bed so I can smoke weed. So if you had just let me smoke weed at like 6 o'clock, I would have been in bed by 8, bro. Exactly. I'd have been up by 4 working out and fucking doing homework. Like, come on, man. But
oh, man. It was, I mean, I never found that thing in school that really like drew my attention for longer than like 5 seconds. And so I went to summer school like every year from the time I was in middle school until I barely graduated high school. And so my parents growing up, they're like, okay, you're 15, the only way you can get a driver's license is if you get a job.
Yeah.
So like I naturally gravitated to like the only thing in town, which was like a restaurant, as a busboy, and like that's where it kind of hit. I was like, holy shit, like it's a bunch of degenerates and they're all getting paid and they're using like they're hanging out and having a good time. So I kind of floated into the kitchen. But yeah, they kind of, I think since like I played guitar a little bit and I did a lesson, like I feel like I gave up all interest in doing anything else and just focused on like partying and working in restaurants.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was it. Like that was kind of like I'm lucky that that restaurants kind of pulled me in, and for the wrong reasons in the beginning. Like
it's always for the
drinking
wrong
underage
reasons.
and smoking cigarettes and doing all that. Like you were living like this like rock star life. Like looking back at it now, I was like, it wasn't that cool. But when you look at it then, you're like, man, this is awesome. Like all my friends are, they're at home, studying, and I work till like midnight.
Yeah, and my friends are over 40.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this guy can go buy me beer.
Yeah,
like, it was interesting, but yeah, that was it was up until like later when I found out there was like more than just like the steak and potato restaurants in Baltimore, and that was fun. But yeah, I didn't.
What restaurant was that?
Henry's American Bistro.
Okay, is it still open?
No, it's this restaurant space that has existed as like 30 different things.
Okay.
It was between a Safeway and what was then a Rite Aid, which is now a CVS, and the only strip mall in our town. It was out like, I grew up like next to a buffalo farm. There wasn't shit there.
Yeah.
But there was like a restaurant space that at one point I remember growing up was called McCaw's, and the owner had a fucking parrot that he would like walk around the chairs and like chew up chairs. Like now as a restaurant, I'm like, you're letting that fucking parrot bite your chairs that cost like $150 each, and he's just like gnawing at it. It's like a parrot just like rolling around the dining room.
Yeah.
Called McCaw's. It was fucking terrible, but it was a lot of different things, and I think it went through 2 different after that closed. I think it was like been 2 different things since then, but the building still sits there.
Okay.
But yeah, that was where I started working in restaurants. All
right. Well, if anybody's looking for a historic place in Baltimore to open up, there you go.
Yeah, go there.
It's an open space.
Exactly.
Boom. You can say Johnny Spero used to work here. That's the name of the place.
They'll probably be like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, right. You spelled Spero wrong.
Yeah. I don't think like my triumphant return to Baltimore will be as like a home, like no one's gonna be like
revered.
They're like who are
oh my god,
like, who are you?
Yeah, right.
It's like they're like, you like the O's and Ravens? I'm like, I don't really watch sports. Like, all right.
It's true. In some towns, if you don't like sports, it's what the